Hi guys, so today I'm very excited to be going over the new releases for you guys for this week. So we have the True Crime collection. I'm very excited for this one. I feel like there's not a lot of true crime art out there necessarily, so I'm very excited to have something like very specific for that because I am a big true crime fan myself. One of my true crime favorite podcasts is MFM. I'm not going to say what it stands for just in case. But they are my absolute favorites and I listen to them like several times a week. So I'm not caught up, like that's for sure. I think I'm 2 years behind on them because I only found them like last year, but obsessed. Also a disclaimer for basically this entire video. I'm aware of the YouTube algorithm and demonetization risks, so I am not going to be saying a lot of the words for the icons that you're going to be seeing in here. I'm going to probably use a lot of euphemisms, like calling certain things like dangerous objects instead of what they actually are, and also trigger warning because there is going to be that kind of stuff in here, as well as blood spatter and all that kind of stuff that you would typically see for true crime. So if you don't want to see that, then this is not going to be the video for you. But if you are very true crime obsessed, then you will love this. So let's go ahead and get into the quarter sheet, starting off with the underlays. So as usual, we have the standard 4. We have the large, and then we have, this is the most full cover pattern here, which is great for if you have a really busy day by day and you use lots of boxes and labels. So we have all kinds of icons in here. So if you do use a lot of boxes, you'll definitely see some of the icons peeking out from behind there. So there's the large pattern. You can kind of see all of the icons that are in there. We have some detective hats, some magnifying glasses, some dangerous objects, a little handprint, and handcuffs as well. And then we have the medium, which is the more sparse version of that. Same kind of icons and everything in there if you don't want something as busy. And then for the fun ones, I don't know what exactly this one was or my thought behind it. I just kind of knew that I wanted to do a borderception kind of situation, to where it's just a border inside a border inside a border, just all the way to the middle. I just wanted to do that as an underlay, and I will probably do that as a basics underlay. But I just for some reason was I kind of want to incorporate something geometric into this collection. I don't even really know why necessarily, but I think a lot of the art that I've seen out there, I just have a feeling that geometric type patterns would work really well with true crime art. And also it's kind of metaphoric. It's a representation of a maze, kind of how hard it is to solve these mysteries, and there's question marks in there. And also it kind of reminded me of those little boards that detectives have where they have the strings connecting various pieces of evidence or things that they're trying to connect to solve the case. So it's kind of metaphoric to represent all those types of things. I just really wanted to do something like this. I don't know why. And then the last underlay option is the more obvious one, which is just crime scene tape. I really like this one. I kind of had to make this pattern myself. So I'm really happy with how this turned out, and you'll see I'll use it pretty much everywhere in the collection. But yeah, I just love this crime scene tape. It says crime scene, do not cross. And then it's layered. So some are in front and some are behind. So those are the options for these true crime underlays. Now we have the confetti overlays. I'll just pick up all of it, starting with the full confetti overlays, which has icons on all 4 corners and all 4 sides. So you can see we have more of those dangerous objects. We have the hats, fingerprints, the handprint, the spatter, handcuffs, and question marks in there as well. And then we have the medium 4 corner, which is just icons in the corners, medium 3 corner, and medium 2 corner. And these are great options if you don't want to cover up too much of the clip art, because I find that a lot of shop owners will put some really detailed stuff in the corners, writing or something, that I do not want to cover up. So that's what that's for. And then we have these small versions of those confetti overlays, which cover up even less of the clip art. So there is a size comparison between the medium and the small. It is slightly smaller. And as usual, we have the 4-corner, 3-corner, 2-corner. And then we have the tall box overlays. We have the 2 most standard sizes of tall box here. This one is what most shops do, which is like the height of 2 full boxes. That could be good for like SPC. Crest press, apple blossom prints. A lot of shops will do that. And then we have the shorter size, which is great for glam planner. And then we have 2 flag overlays on that as well. And then we have the big box overlays, which also come in 2 sizes. The tall size is good for glam planner, shorter size, and apple blossom prints as well. And the shorter size is good for paper candy art, which I haven't really been keeping up with her shop, so I don't know if she still does big boxes, but either way, it's available. So we have just the confetti big box overlay, and there's some flags at the bottom of that as well. And then we have the border one, which is like the more kind of fun one. So we have some spatters in the corner, and then the dangerous object in the bottom right. Honestly, I probably could be getting demonetized just for saying true crime, which is funny, but oh wells. And then we have the double box scene sheet, which the top one, as usual, is just the confetti double box scene, and then the bottom one is the more fun one. So I just did another like crime scene tape pattern there. Super fun. It's like asymmetrical. So whatever the double box scene is, it's going to look like you're taping it off as a crime scene. And then we have the full box overlays, which again, we have the crime scene tape here. So you can do the same kind of thing with just one full box. And then we have the blood drip for that one. And then we have a couple borders, one of them with the magnifying glasses and the other one with the dangerous object. And then we have the quotes. There's so many quotes because I just couldn't choose, so I basically did all the quotes that I had available to me. So there's 2 quote boxes sheets and then 1 quote sampler, just because of the number of quotes that I had. It kind of worked better for this layout. So here's the first quote box sheet. So as usual, we have 2 like full cover ones for when you have like a pattern full box, or you just don't mind covering pretty much the entire box. This one says, I run on coffee, true crime, and wine. This one says, sorry, I can't, my murder shows are on. And then we have 2 like more subtle ones. This one kind of goes in the middle and it says armchair detective. And then this one can go more towards the bottom. I love this arrangement for like character full boxes. And that one just says true crime obsessed. And then the second quote box sheet has the same kind of layout. Actually, I think this is number 1 in the shop, and then the other one that I just showed you is number 2 because I did this one first. So for one of the full cover ones over here, we have if it involves true crime investigations, documentaries, or murder mysteries, call me in. And then the bottom right is murder shows in comfy clothes. The little TV there. And then we have I'm listening to true crime podcasts, which is totally me. And then we have the bottom left, which is I'm basically a detective. And then we have the quote sampler, which just has all the rest of the quotes, and you can put these anywhere in the full box. I think this is the only one that's repeated because I had space for it. And then there's 2 ones that I just made up. So we have True Crime and Wine. We have Eat, Sleep, Binge Watch, Crime Shows, Repeat, True Crime Junkie, which Crime Junkie is, I think, a podcast. I haven't read it, or I haven't listened to it yet, though. And then we have Introverted but Willing to Discuss True Crime. I'd rather be watching crime shows, Stressed, Blessed, and True Crime Obsessed, which is so funny. And then True Crime, Good Wine, In Bed by 9, and Paranoid All the Time. And then the 2 that I kind of made up based on my custom quotes are just True Crime going up the side and then Murder going down the side, which I guess since I've already said that word so many times, my favorite podcast is My Favorite Murder. And then we have the custom overlays, which I'm very excited about. These were a very last minute addition. I did these like as I was formatting the files for everything else. I was just like, wait a minute, why don't I do this for the custom overlays? And so I did, and I'm very excited about it. So depending on how you like to consume your true crime content, we're going to have like a full box available for you, so you can kind of do an homage to that content in your planner. And these quotes, you can technically put anything in these like custom quote spots, but I'm just like giving you ideas, like if you want to do like the name of that particular media. So if you have like a favorite true crime YouTube channel, then you can do like the name of that channel here, or just, you know, a famous quote from it or anything like that. And so we have like the little true crime YouTube setup, which I do have some favorite YouTube channels for that. But of course my favorite is a podcast. So for here I would just put like my favorite murder. We have like the little podcast icon and the blood spatter, which I thought was super fun. And then we have the true crime book title, if you like to read like books about that, or you can do like horror books or anything like that. And that book is like kind of the same book as on the books custom overlays sheet. So if you need some bigger spaces for book titles, I highly suggest you check out that sheet in the customs section and the books section. And then lastly over here we have a true crime show. I think like Unsolved Mysteries, I think, is one of them, and then I Survive. I don't know. I only know these from listening to My Favorite Murder because they watch the true crime shows. But yeah, and we have that same little TV setup as from the quotes sheet. And of course, these quotes are also available as individual quote overlays. Instead of the whole sheet of 4, you can just get one of these if you only like to consume one of these types of media. So, love that sheet. And then, of course, we have the line border sampler. And these are sized for SPC boxes and labels, but they can work with some other shops as well. So we have the half box overlays, third box, quarter box, square box. These work with most shop square boxes, movie marquee overlays, and then these 2 like line dividers, which are good for fancy labels. That's how I personally use them. So yeah, we have the blood drips and the crime scene tape for the half box line border overlays. For the thirds, we have just the magnifying glasses and a little detective hat. And then we have the dangerous objects and the handcuffs for the quarter boxes. We have the little magnifying glass, dangerous objects, and then drip for the square box overlays. And then this movie marquee one has a little blood spatter. And then this line divider has a dangerous object, as you can see. So that is the line dividers, or line border overlays, sorry. And then we have these scripts. So as I have announced on Instagram this week, I am bringing 10 new fonts to shop, technically 13 if you include the 3 quarterly fonts that are also going to be available, but they're going to be 10 regular fonts. This is just an example of font 1, but I did do like a true crime script sampler for all 10 of the fonts, and if you just choose one of the quarterly fonts, then I will just make that up for you. But there are 10 that you can look at to choose like which one you want for this particular sheet. I only printed out 1 for example purposes, but you can see the rest on the site. They are pretty different. I don't do the exact same scripts for every single one. Like here, well, I did the true crime one that fits in the like little thing. All the sheets have that, but like the true crime that fits in the like third box, not all of them have that, but true crime binge is on all of them as well. So yeah, these are for like little things, fancy labels, quarter boxes even, and then these 2 are sized to work with both third boxes and half boxes, and this could work especially well for square boxes as well. So I definitely like did the measuring on that when I made all of the scripts. But yeah, my favorite is font 1, so I printed out the font 1 to show you guys. I love this. So yeah, you get your script sampler, and then we can go into the smaller sheets, starting off with the hole reinforcers. There are 18 on the sheet. Then the headers, we have just the crime scene tape for one of the header overlays. I thought it'd be really fun to do a design just going all the way across, because it's not like typically how they are. Occasionally I'll do this. I did the similar thing for the blood drip. And this, again, it could be great for like a horror kit as well. Like I have some like haunted house kits in my collection. And then we have the confetti header overlays. And then we have the corners sheet, which has the, I actually fit another row on this sheet. So there's 2 rows of the medium-sized corners, 2 smaller corners, 3 rows of the teeny tiny corners that I make especially for this sheet, as well as the photo corners. And then we have the dividers. So I did do the same kind of things. We have the blood drip and the crime scene tape as dividers as well. And then we have the fingerprint little confetti dividers there, and then the simple line dividers. Then we have 2 deco sheets. The first one is the standard deco sheet. So we start with the larger size, medium, small confetti, teeny tiny, and then the teeny tiny confetti, which you can see in size comparison to my nail. My nail is really tiny already, but there are some very tiny icons there, which I just love because they fit anywhere. And then the second deco sheet is just the basically blood deco sheet. So we have blood spatters in 2 sizes and 2 orientations, and then we have the blood drips in 2 sizes. This is the larger size, and then the smaller size. I also have just like a blood drip like divider there that's 1.5 inches in width that can go across the whole full box, and the rest you can just put anywhere. And then we have the swoops. So we have our little dangerous objects as little icons in there. We have the mini swoops, and then we have the dangles. Okay, so next let's get into the washi. So our 15 millimeter washi overlays include the most basic one, which is like the detective one. We have the little detective hat and magnifying glass. This one, which is just the dangerous object with blood drips. Then we have the blood drip all the way across. Then we have the blood spatters. And then we have the crime scene tape going all the way across. And then we have the confetti. I really like this confetti one. I don't know why. I think I did a good job with it. And then if you're getting a glam planar kit, then you're going to want the 10 and 7 millimeter overlays as well. So we have the little handprints for the 10, and then the 7 is just the same confetti as on the headers. And then the 32 millimeter, if you want to keep your washi intact, is the crime scene tape and a blood spatter arrangement. I just really like this. I think it's going to really showcase the like pattern on the washi. And then we have some more like full box overlay type dividers over there. And that is really the bulk of the collection. Now, lastly, let's go over the bundle, which I have like a number of disclaimers that I say about the bundle every time. So let's just go through those. It is available as a mini or an ultimate. The mini does not come with underlays. So if you want to pair this bundle with underlays from elsewhere in my shop or from another shop, you can just grab the mini, or if you don't use underlays at all, of course. And then the ultimate, you can choose whatever underlays you want from the ones that are available in the collection from these 4. And there's an optional add-on page for both the mini and the ultimate. You can get it unfoiled or foiled in any of the 46 foil colors available in shop. You can also get it as a printable, either with just the large underlays or with all underlay options for a slight upcharge. And you can also get the entire collection as a printable as well. So the first page is the confetti full box overlay page. We have 2 fulls, 2 medium 4-corner, 2 medium 2-corner, and then the confetti. So if you want the fun double box scene, you'll have to purchase that sheet a la carte. And then the next 2 pages are your underlays. These are just large for example purposes. And then the next page is the headers. We have 26 headers total. We have 9 of the confetti, 9 of the blood drips, and then 8 of the crime scene tape. We have 2 from the quotes overlays sheet, and then we have the full deco sheet. And then the next page is the washi page. So as usual, I do choose like the most basic pattern of washi for this one, but if you want a different one, just like write it in the notes section and I can quickly switch it out for you. And then we have the confetti for the bottom one. And then there's date dots, weekend banner, tiny deco, and then other dividers on this sheet. And then for the add-on sheet, we have 2 from the full box overlays page, 2 medium 3-corner overlays. We have just some swoops, the entire corners sheet, and then a set of hole reinforcers. So that is it for the bundle. Now, before I forget, let's lay down some underlays for you. I just realized I forgot to bring out the labels. So I'm going to have to like pause this video and go grab those in a second. But I will just lay down the underlays at first. So I did 4 of these in gold because I really just wanted to see the crime scene tape underlays in gold, because like usually crime scene tape is yellow. So I thought that'd be really fun to see that like that. So we have that one. Well, actually, let's just start laying them down. Oh, I really like the borders and borders and borders. So it's just so fun. So satisfying. I just love rectangles. I'm a rectangle enthusiast. So that is really satisfying to me. And then we have the large. We have the medium. Surprisingly, both the large and the medium sell like almost equally well. It's crazy. That's why I haven't like discontinued either one of them. Because like you would think that one of them would like sell way less than the other 3 when you have 4 available, but nope, they all sell. It's crazy. But yeah, I freaking love these 2. And I love that crime scene tape. So fun. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go grab some labels so we can go over what they look like with labels on them. Okay, I am back with some labels. Let's just use this last remaining one here, just so I can use it up. For this one, now for the fun ones, I always like to try to leave a little bit of space on one of the sides so you can see the design by using like a square box or something. Looks like I did use up all of my square boxes that I had on these like leftovers sheets, which would make sense because I don't usually have a ton left over because I love using square boxes. I'm addicted to square boxes. So we're just gonna do what a lot of people do in makeshift one, which I never do in my planner, and I will not. Because you can see the line. People say you can't see the line. You can. It's quite visible. But there's a little makeshift one. So you would be able to see that design behind it. And then we'll go ahead and do a similar thing over here on the crime scene tape one, because that is a pattern you do not want to miss. Although I do like the fact that you can kind of make whatever size sheet you want on this. And also if you handwrite, it's, again, that line really gets in the way, which I do. I know I'm introducing a ton of fonts so that you guys won't have to, but I do prefer to handwrite still. But there's the crime scene tape one. Let's just use up this entire sheet while we're here. I know these colors don't at all match, but it's just meant to give you an idea. And at least I can throw away this entire sheet now. And then let's do this one. Right here, and then this one right here. So there you go. That's why the large one is best if you fill up your space, because look at that. You can definitely see all of those icons in there, and it's great. The medium one, definitely more sparse. You can see a total of 1 themed icon on there if you do it like this. So I suggest you use the medium ones if you do not have a lot of plans that you need to be covering up the underlay with, or if you just like don't care. Although I do have other underlay options in my shop. I have like confetti. I have the really tiny confetti dots, which are actually really popular, the small confetti ones. Those would be great. They are still pretty sparse. And then there's the mystery one, which is called Mystery in Shop, by the way, and then the crime scene tape one, which is called Tape in the Shop. So there you go. I hope that gives you guys some inspiration. Now, I know y'all are looking for some recommendations because y'all love true crime and you want this true crime foil, but you just aren't sure what you're going to use it with. So I come prepared with some ideas, some kit ideas. I frequently forget to do this for videos, but I did not this time. I have not used a single one of my true crime kits, what did I even say, that I've obtained over the years. So I have my entire collection here, and it's 5 kits, so I will be able to use this collection with 5 different kits, which is exciting to me. So the oldest one I think I have is this one from Creating & Co. This is what the label is. I don't know if it's still available. Probably not. I don't even know if Creating & Co. is still a shop at this point. I stopped buying from them ages ago, and their format no longer suited my needs. But if you happen to have this in your collection, or you think you do, this is definitely a like true crime kit. It's like a detective kit. It's funny because it's like book detective like themed, which is hilarious. I think it's called Noir. I think that was like her name for it was Noir. So it's a very noir detective kind of kit. But yeah, this would work very well for that. And then let's see, chronologically from oldest to newest, I think next would be the Murder Mystery Art by, I think, Darcy. I believe this... Was it by Darcy or was it by Aletta? One of those two. I'm sure somebody will correct me down below. It was by one of those two. Both amazing artists. But yeah, I just really love the colors of this. And I think SPC used this. I got it from Apple Blossom Prints because I get everything from Apple Blossom Prints except exclusive art from other shops, obviously. But literally everything else is from the shop. But yeah, a lot of shops have used this and probably still have it available. I think Pink Planner Shop, if you're into like printable kits, I think it's in Pink Planner shop stuff as well. But yeah, I mean, obviously the name is Murder Mystery. It is a murder mystery themed kit, but it's like very bright and pastel and really pretty. I think lavender foil might work well with this if you want to have like a more bright take on the art. But yeah, so that's session number 2. And then number 3, actually, I think we completely left this one out in terms of chronology, but this one is the Murder Mystery Kit from Crest Press, which was the September mystery of, I think, last year, which I did grab the overstock of. So yeah, she did bring this back to shop, I think, extremely recently, like as just a regular shop kit, so you still have a chance to pick it up, that's for sure. And I think this is meant to be like a murder mystery dinner, like, situation here, but obviously, pretty much every part of the True Crime collection will still be able to apply. This is a really gorgeous kit, and I really can't wait to use it. I don't know necessarily what I'm going to use it for. My gut is saying that I want to use it for a rewatch of... some of my favorite murder mystery movies are Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile. They're both, like, literally some of my absolute favorite movies. It's just a vibe. Like, those movies suck me in and I could live there. They're just so magical. That's everything I want from a crime movie. I know that other people like the Knives Out kind of movies. I do not. That's not my style. Murder on the Orient Express is 100% my style. So I already used a train kit to mark Murder on the Orient Express. So I think this one I might use to mark Death on the Nile. Also, it's like very bougie, and definitely some of the characters in that movie were very bougie. Like, that's the gut feeling I'm getting. I don't know. I have no idea. There's nothing else I would use it for. I don't attend murder mystery dinners. Also, this kit did come with foil, it looks like. So definitely feel free to mix and match, because this is like pretty generic, I feel like. And this would be really easy to pull into... like pulling in some mixing and matching with some of this like confetti stuff, or saving this for another kit, like any of the others that I'm going to suggest. But yeah, I'm definitely going to see what I can do about these, because I mean, honestly, that just it could be like a normal paint spatter, honestly. So if I have like a painting kit. But yeah, so that's one is now back to shop. And then at Lynn Designs, one of my absolute favorite shops. Lynn is such an amazing person. And her custom art's so good. I think she's revealed it now that her custom artist is Nella from Clip Art Kits, which is another one of my favorite people. Love her so much. She's just a doll. Nella from Clip Art Kits is the Instagram handle, Clip Art Kits. So I highly suggest you follow her, because she just is churning out the stuff, and every single set she does I need. So yeah, this is definitely Nella's art. You can tell pretty easily by her fashion people. Like, they have a very distinctive look, which is like pretty realistic, but like still very clip arty, and I just love that mix. But yeah, this was one of her custom arts that she did for Lynn. This is called Crime Junkie. And of course I picked this up immediately as a printable, I believe. But yeah, I mean, obviously, true crime, everything, here you go. I believe Lynn has some foil in her shop too, so definitely check that out if you need like more options. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be using the collection with that. And then the most recent one that I think most of you guys know by this point is this art by Xana, or however you say her name, Glam Art Xana. She did this art a while ago and everybody friggin' went crazy for it. I think Crest Press used it and most people got it from her. I got it from Pink Planet Shop because, I mean, I like doing printables, so I just grabbed it from there. But yeah, this art was very popular. And I think this art was what inspired me to do the collection in the first place. So, yeah, this is called Detective. And yeah, pretty much everything you need is going to be in there. So there's 5 suggestions for you. If you have any other suggestions, let me know below. You guys did give me some suggestions on Instagram, and I just happened to have all of those kits because, lordy, if you haven't heard me talk about how big my kit collection is, it's freaking ridiculous. I have like every kit known to man. So I just happen to have all the ones here that I hadn't even used yet. So thankfully, I was able to show you guys that. But if you have any other suggestions, let me know below, because if I miss out on any true crime kits, I need to snatch those up. But yeah, that is basically it for this collection. It is going to be available tomorrow, or I guess like tonight at midnight, or around there, whenever I get around to like pressing publish on that. But very excited about this, and I cannot wait to see you guys use it. I cannot wait to see which fonts you guys choose. I cannot wait to see what customs you get for that customs sheet, like what shows and books and podcasts y'all want to be promoting. I cannot wait to see that so bad. So very excited about that. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, and share, that would be wonderful. And I will see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao.